Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throw open your windows and call out to your neighbors. It's time for John Perrotta's Comedy Factory Zoom-A-Loozа, sponsored in part by the Rocky Point Chowder House on Post Road. And now, the man that has his own plaque emblazoned right on his picnic table, John Perrotta.
You're talking about where I went today.
Brother.
I'm on a diet. My wife says to me, I want to get clam cakes, chowder, and doughboys. So I go to Rocky Point Chowder House on Post Road. She says, you want to split a doughboy? I say, yeah. She goes, no, we better get one each. The doughboys are $5. They put it in a container. It's bigger than my head, the doughboy. There was about 15 pounds of sugar on it. I'm going to go into a diabetic seizure later. Well, I don't understand. People corrupt me. You're sending me pictures of food every day. Yesterday, her friend came over. Let's get a pizza. Let's get a pizza. I'm spending hundreds of dollars a month at Miriam Hospital on a weight loss program. She says, let's get a pizza. What am I going to say? I'm a food addict. Let's get a pizza.
Where'd you get the pizza from?
If you said to Scarface, you want to go get some Coke, what's he going to say? Let's get some Coke. If you say to me, let's get chowder, clam cakes, doughboys, pizza, I'm going to do it, Mike. That's just the way it is.
Where did you get the pizza from?
Big Cheese, Reservoir Ave. Very good.
You know, Big Cheese was going to be my original sponsor, Big Cheese and Pub. It was going to be my original sponsor today, but I thought that I would be gratuitous to your visit today to the Rocky Point Chowder House.
When I go to Big Cheese, and get a pizza, I always get a side meatball sandwich, just something to pick on while you're eating the pizza.
I love Big Cheese.
So I got to talk to my diet doctor Tuesday. He calls me, and I got to discuss why my wife's corrupting me. Mike Cronin sending me pictures of food. I'm going to show him the pictures and try to get to the bottom of what I do about you people. Because I'm doing fine on the diet. It's the outside people that are fucking me up. Now, listen, we got a great panel tonight. Somebody had to drop out, but we got two great, funny comedians. Roman Pierce, I worked with, great, hilarious guy. We got my man, he's a Dolphins fan. We apologize for the Patriots, even without Tom Brady, again, beating the Dolphins. And but you did have an undefeated season, so we got to give you that. About 50 years ago. And we got Shiv Patel, very funny guy, was in New York, Rhode Island. He goes back and forth. I did a show, was it a year or two ago, Shiv? And you came in, you happened to be there, was a friend of yours.
Yeah,
we gave you a spot in the show. We had a lot of laughs.
Yeah, I've kept the card, the hosting card. It was a big moment for me.
Yeah, your father, was your father and mother there?
My dad came in the back, creepily. He was standing in the back.
Yeah, I think he talked to me. I think I talked with your dad after. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool's one way to put it.
He's cool. So what's going on? Mike, listen to this, guys. Cleaning out my garage, cellar. Told you guys last week I found some VCR tapes and comedy. I used to tape myself, put it on a camcorder, put it on a tripod, and I got videos from 1991 at Periwinkle's Comedy Club, 92 at the El Torito, Norwood, Mass, the Great Imposter, Warwick, Rhode Island, a club called Shakespeare's in Warren, Rhode Island. So I got a message from the guy that's doing it for me. I got to pick him up Tuesday. He told me a lot of the tapes were an hour, and they featured multiple comedians. So this is breaking news for the Comedy Factory, Mike. I have no idea who's on them tapes. You could be on.
Wow.
Rockin' Joe Hebert, Eddie Galvin, other guys I worked with during that time period that did shows with us at the Great Imposter. Tom Carter, Bob Molly from Maine, Bill Burr. So he said there was a bunch of comedians on various videos. I have no idea. I may have a snippet of Tom Carter from back in 92, 93, or Bill Burr. I'm excited about seeing a finished product this week, putting the DVDs in, and we'll see what we can use, you know what I mean, Mike? Hopefully, Mike used to have long hair. He was known as the bad boy of comedy. And years later, he's now turned into a Christian comic, and he runs Laughter and Hope Ministries. So he went a 180, guys. He was a bad I don't want to say bad, dirty. You were a dirty, kind of risque comic, Mike.
Aggressive.
Kind of, yeah, aggressive. You went on the edge, and he was out of his mind. And now he does churches.
He was out of his mind.
You were hospitalized for that, right? For your act.
My sister used to always get mad at me and say to me, "You are too dirty."
I looked at a DVD the other day. I found a DVD I did the C Compromat in for about 15 years. Had nothing there. And somebody took a DVD of me. I had a 30, 40-minute set. And I don't really swear now in my act. Every 3 words was the F word, which upset me because it was a really good set. But I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this set? I can't put clips on. I don't know if I can put a clip here or there on the YouTube channel, but a lot of swearing, which I kind of turned me off. Roman, you don't swear much, do you?
No, I swear a couple times during my set, but
yeah,
it's part of the joke. Yeah.
Yeah, you got some really funny material, but I don't recall you.
Yeah, I mean the content, it's adult content, so it's a little risque, but the language is pretty clean.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
the most part.
And Shiv, I don't think you don't swear in your act much, do you?
No, I don't swear that. When I do, it's really awkward. Like it just doesn't sound right. Like it sounds like I shouldn't. So when I do it, it's like, don't try to be like different than who you are.
It don't sound right.
It doesn't sound right. Like if I swear, even my family right now, like if I'm just like if I say the F word, which I'm not going to say it, but if I said it, like F word, right? And it just sounds super, like I'll say the S word right now because that's a tamer one. Like shit, right? That sounded fine, but like it just, I'm not like that. My friend, I'm not perceived that way.
You're not a foul mouth guy.
Generally,
like Mike was back in the early '90s. Dirty man.
I was.
I'm only
dirty
foul
man.
mouth. I'm foul mouth when I watch the Dolphins, John.
That was a aggressive act. The Bad Boy of Comedy was a stage persona that I came up with. My hair was super long, came down to about here. If I was closing a show, I would wear a tux tail jacket with like a cartoon T-shirt of like Homer Simpson or Charlie Brown. I had these really cool big MC Hammer pants that were black and white, and I wore Chuck Taylor black Converse sneakers, and we just hit it hard. I can remember, I'll tell you this one story. John and I were invited to be on Carolyn Fox's show. Carolyn Fox back in the day ruled the morning drive time radio. 94 HJY, Carolyn Fox and Rudy Cheeks, they were huge. So John and I get invited to go on there, and we did in studio. It wasn't call in on the phone. It was in studio. We had a great show. And shortly after that, Carolyn Fox reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to come back and do another in-studio segment with her. So I said, absolutely. So I go back in. And when I get there, she says to me, I'm glad I got you back on. I want to really push the envelope. We're going to do 2 segments. Now, do you know what 2 segments mean, boys and girls at home? It means you're going to do, like, say, 10 minutes, go to commercial, come back, do another 10. So when we're getting pre-show prep, if that's the right phrase for that, Rock and Joe can hit me up and tell me if I'm right or wrong with that. I told her when we go to break, say to me that I understand your dog ran away and you're really upset about it. Now, at this point, I've got nothing whatsoever. So we do the first segment, we go to break, we come back, and she leads right in with that. So I tell her that is true. My dog ran away. I'm very upset. I'm very sad. Friends of mine have encouraged me to get another pet. So I went to this pet store, and the woman suggests that I get an exotic bird. I said, an exotic bird? She said, yeah, like a cockatoo. To which I replied, I can hardly handle the one that I have now. Can you imagine me with 2? Well, let me tell you something, boys and girls. That did not go well with my dad. The next day, my dad drove down in his 1975 Cadillac sedan DeVille. This was way before cell phones. He didn't bother to call me on the landline. He drives from Warwick to North Providence, where I live, knocks on the door. I open it. He doesn't even say hello. He starts with this: "Your mother and I are mortified." Why are you and Mom mortified? We heard you on that show. Why are you and Mom listening to Carolyn Fox? We heard you on that show. That's a direct reflection on your mother and I, and we're both mortified. He turns around, he walks out. Now, as he's walking out, he grabs the door, and he looks over his shoulder, and he says to me, pointing his finger, "Jack Benny was clean, and he was funny," and he slammed the door.
And that still didn't change you.
Oh my goodness, he was so mad. Oh, he was so mad. And I felt bad because I didn't want to embarrass my mom and dad or anybody in my family in that matter. I did a bachelor party at the Santa Maria Club in Silver Lake. And when I get there, it was an afternoon bachelor party. And there were a bunch of guys from the Backstop in Warwick, the legendary Backstop, and Pop Foster, who was good friends with my mom and dad. He was there with his son. Like I said, a lot of the guys there. And that got back to my dad also. And he was not happy about that either at all. If my dad, boys and girls, had come to any of my shows back as the bad boy of comedy before I made the change to Christian comedy, he would have got up, he would have unpulled the plug on the sound system and dragged me by my long hair off that stage.
It's a good thing you didn't come to many shows.
Oh man, he never saw me do comedy. He never saw
my
me.
Mom and Dad enjoyed the shows. They enjoyed you. They used to come. My mom and dad in the early '90s used to come to a lot of mostly. My dad passed away 2001. My mom 2003. I started in '91 when I came back. So they saw me for a few years there. They used to come to the gigs, which was pretty cool, you know.
I met your mom and dad at the Great Imposter.
Yeah, they used to like it over there.
That was a great place. That was a great
Talking about
place.
radio, I did, you guys ever heard of Mike Butts in the morning back in the day?
Yes.
We're talking early 90s. Mike Butts, probably early mid-90s. He had the #1 show on Pro FM. And I was friendly with Rock and Joe. Rock and Joe was on there on the show also. And they created a character called Dr. Funny. They wanted me to call in and tell, like, I got a stupid joke book, and I would tell a stupid joke, and Mike Butts and the producer and everybody would rate the joke. But the funny part was the banter back and forth, you know what I mean? I got some tapes of it. The banter back and forth was really funny. But one time, the crazy time, was I was in my basement. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I'm in my underwear. I got the phone. Mike Butts says, "All right, we're going to be on in 30 seconds. She's supposed to be watching the kids upstairs, the wife. All of a sudden, my 2 young kids come busting through the cellar door, come running down. I'm on in 15 seconds. I'm standing there in my underwear. They're running all around me. I tell a joke. Say whatever. I tell the same joke over. I tell the same joke twice. The kids are running. I'm trying to tell Mike, listen, Mike, I'm standing there in my underwear. My kids are running around. It was nuts. I had a lot of fun being on that show. We did a song. You guys, I don't know, you probably never heard of it. It was about the Silver Lake neighborhood. Mike Butts and Rock and Joe wrote this song called Silver Lake. And I actually, with 2 other Italian guys, they had us come in the studio. We sang the song, and we just left and thought nothing of it. And then Channel 12 called, we want you guys back. We want to film it. The song wound up being a hit song for a while.
I remember that.
They put it on cassette tapes and donated the money to Hasbro Children's Hospital. We actually went out and did some appearances, as the group's name was Anthony and the Sparklers. We went out and did some appearances as a band. We were in a band. We did that one song, and then they wrote another song, Federal Hill. We sang that song. I left my heart in Federal Hill or something. But that was my short radio career, but I had a lot of fun. You guys do anything on radio at all, Roman or Shiv? Nothing? Yeah.
No, that's very interesting to hear that you guys had radio opportunities. I mean, I've never even heard of that, or at least among comics I've met in New York.
Yeah, I didn't realize how lucky I was, because Mike Butts had the #1 show, and he used to give away tickets to our shows. we had different comedy shows, and he would give away 10 or 20 tickets on the #1 show, be on the air.
Wow.
You're gonna win two tickets to the Comedy Factory, and I was just starting. No, I didn't think. Now I give anything to be on the #1 radio show to promote a show, but I didn't realize how lucky. Well, one cool thing we did, we went to, it was Governor's Bay Day at Garden Park, and we opened, me and Rock and Joe Hebert opened for John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. That was pretty cool. The Governor Sullivan, he was kind of a tough guy, and he flew in with his wife, and he was arguing with his wife. We're standing there, the governor's arguing with his wife. I wanted to go up to him and say, "You shouldn't have married her." They're beefing, and then we got a picture with the governor. Me and Rock and Joe got a picture with the governor.
Yeah.
So,
my son, back in the day when Johnny was like 17, 16, he had a summer job working for this moving company. And they had a job, they had to do some moving for Governor Sondland. And they told them that he can be a little testy at times. My son told me that Bruce Sondland was an absolute maniac. Yelling, screaming, swearing, the whole kit and caboodle.
yeah, he was tough. So, Roman, what's going on in your world?
Not much, man. I'm waiting for the world to open back up. I got actually doing a fundraiser for the Bradley Theater with.
You're in that show?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's in a couple weeks. So looking forward to that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So other than that, not a lot going on. Just waiting for a vaccine, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, all the rooms I booked. I had one call today from one of the rooms. He's debating about doing a show. Because all the rooms I did, mostly with dinner shows, and Spiritos called me, and he might want to do a dinner show at some point. We'll see what happens. We're gonna take it day by day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think until there's a vaccine, people are afraid to go out. He was asking me my opinion. I mean, some people go out and don't care. Other people, it's hard. It's hard.
Yep.
You get 100 people in a room. I mean, it holds 200. They can spread them out. It might work, but it's He's asking me how many people I think will come, and we take a chance. I have no idea. We might get 40 people, 20 people, 80 people. I mean, I don't know. I know me myself. I haven't really gone into any restaurants since I get takeout. I haven't gone into any restaurants.
Yeah, I was the Twins today.
Went to Twins Pizza today.
Yep, every Sunday after church.
Yeah. I don't even want to know what you had because it's just going to make my mouth water. And
I had the combo plate.
With the chicken palm, meatballs, sausage.
2 sweet links of Italian sausage.
Peppers.
I don't get the peppers.
Get a side order of peppers next week. I'll stop
You think that would bring flavor to it?
Of course. You always get meatball. If you get the side order, combination plate at Spiritos, you get ravioli. You get eggplant palm, meatball, sausage, and peppers. Good stuff.
Okay. I want to go to Shiv, if that's okay. This is a handsome man, and I want to learn about Shiv's hair products, what he does to get his hair looking like that. I will not see a more handsome man all month than Shiv Patel. This guy has got it going on. Shiv, talk to us about that hair of yours.
Thank you, Mike. That's so kind. So basically what I do with my hair, it's nothing revolutionary. I use Mitch gel in the morning. Okay. So I throw that on thick hold, not like not the soft stuff. I go with the hard stuff because the hair is getting thick. So you need the hard stuff to keep in form. Now, new addition to make it look a little slicker, get a little shine on it.
Yep.
You got to get some coconut oil.
Okay.
So I don't know where you get that. My parents usually buy that, and it's in the house. I'm definitely old enough to get it myself, but it's just available in the bathroom automatically, and so now I throw that on in addition, and it's done wonders. People have been noticing. I've just been growing it out. I don't know if I'm going to grow it out to the level that you had, Mike, when you were younger, to my shoulders, but who knows? Maybe I could.
I'll tell you, man, you've got some beautiful hair. If I represented you, here's what I would do. I would take exactly what we've got right now working. I would get some gel and I would bring it in on the sides to slick those side backs. I would stay with the lift that you have in the front here.
Okay.
But what I would do was I would pull down from the center and get you a couple of Elvis Presley strands coming down, just freestyling in the front. I'm telling you, women would be sitting in their seats. They would all want your phone number. Guys would want to be you, and women would want to date you.
We'll call you Shiv Presley.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, look at this guy. He's handsome.
Come on.
Are you? Well, you want to go out on a date with the guy? I mean, what is this?
I'm telling you,
Is this the old Providence buddy system where people call the chat line? Are you looking to hook up with this kid?
I am not afraid to pass out a compliment. I can remember years ago.
You want to take him to Twins Pizza on Sunday?
Absolutely. After Sunday, you can meet myself, Angel, and Angel down there.
If this man ever touches you inappropriately, you call me right away, sir.
That won't.
Straighten him right up.
I can remember one time years ago, I'm in an elevator with one of my friends. So the elevator stops. This guy gets in. He's dressed. He's looking sharp. He's got his hair all done up, nice suit, tie the whole bit. So I say to the guy, "Great tie day." Guy says, "Thank you." Big smile on his face. "Thank you." So he goes to his floor. Elevator door opens up. He gets out, closes. My friend goes, "What are we, gay now?" I'm like, "What? You can't compliment a man on his attire? What's wrong with you?"
I don't usually do that, Mike, myself. I mean, that people may think you have tendencies if you start doing that.
If you
should compliment the woman. You can't compliment too many guys.
You got to be careful complimenting a woman today. You've got to be very careful.
You're right.
You're
right. You're better off saying nothing. Don't tell them they look good, they look bad. Don't say anything. Say how you doing.
Thumbs up. Just give the thumbs up. That's it.
Thumbs up.
I did say
looking great.
One of my in one of my sets in New York, I was starting to do this thing where I would actually look at a man in the audience occasionally, to your point, Mike, and say you look like you do a good job in the bedroom or something like that. It's a little raunchy. I was talking about my virginity because I was a virgin for a while, and it was a big sensitive spot.
I still am.
Really?
He's crazy.
Oh, okay.
He's
got
born again.
Kids.
Born again virgin.
Yeah, he's not a virgin. You're out of your mind. The only thing you're a virgin, you would never eat liver.
That's right.
You're a virgin liver eater.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't assume things. I don't know. Steve Carell, 40-year-old, like I don't know. I don't know what's going on in people's lives, But anyways, yeah, I think, Mike, to your point, I think it's okay to say, I side with you more on this one. I said someone was handsome, and I asked the audience, I'm like, is that okay that I said a guy was handsome? And they said, yeah. So, I mean, it's a controversial thing.
I think today, at church today, my pastor, Pastor Tony, preached on unity, getting along, living in harmony with one another. And I think that...
Has he been reading the news lately?
Exactly right. So now more than ever, we need to be kind to one another. We need to be passing out compliments, niceties, if that's the word, niceties. I've always been that way. I'll compliment a guy, a girl. If they're looking good, I'm going to let them know, because stop and think about it. They put some time into looking that way before they left the house. Shiv, you would never go to a show, jump out of the shower, just run a towel through your hair, throw on some clothes, and go out looking like Shaggy the dog. You're going to put some time into your hair so it looks good. So why can't someone say to you, dude, your hair is rocking. Look at how good your hair looks today. You need to be on the cover of GQ magazine. Guy or girl says that to you, you're going to feel good about yourself. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. I feel
Absolutely.
amazing. I honestly am fine with us just talking about it for the rest of the time.
That is great hair. That is great hair.
Great
I
hair.
will say.
And I'll tell you this.
Nice and thick.
John Perrotta has been one of my closest and best friends for 30 years. You talk to John today during this pandemic and he's wearing his mask on, you notice how beautiful those blue eyes are. Oh my goodness gracious. This guy's
Now
got
he's complimenting me. Then it's gonna be Roman. Then we're gonna wake up tomorrow morning smoking cigarettes all in bed. What are you trying to do to us here, Mike?
I'm
What is this?
just
Chuck
telling you,
Willery Love Connection, the gay version?
we all need to be nicer to one another.
I'm trying to be as nice as I can to you, but you text me pictures of food 5 times a day. That's not nice. That's not
when
nice.
I get up
I'm an
this
overweight
morning,
diabetic.
I was. Well, I'm also a type 2 diabetic. I was laying in bed.
But I don't text pictures of food to you.
Well, the only reason why I did that early this morning, boys.
Early this morning, the last 5 weeks.
John said to me on a recent show, he questioned whether or not I can cook. So I said I can. And I still didn't think that he believed me. So when I got up this morning early, it was, let me see what time this was, 12:50 a.m. I made this. Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs?
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
Rocked that baby right out. And as I sat down, I said, you know what? I'm going to send this to Johnny P.
What time did you send it to me?
10 minutes to 1.
Yeah, I was sleeping. I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I looked at bacon and eggs. I wound up eating three bologna sandwiches. Thanks, Mike.
Do you know the key to making good bacon? Does anybody know the key to making good bacon?
Listen, we're not on a Food Network. Don't get me into this shit.
You start with a cold pan. Put it on medium, cold pan. Don't put any butter. Don't put anything in there. Cold pan. Lay your bacon out. Put it on medium heat. And then as soon as the bacon starts to make that nice crackling, popping sound, and it curls a little bit, flip them over. Let them go like another couple of minutes right there. Pull them out, and you're going to have bacon like you read about.
Does anybody have anything else we could talk about besides food? I mean, my mouth is watering now. I'm liable to get hot weenies later. You're killing me.
Football started today, John.
I know football. I watched the Patriots. Cam Newton did pretty good. They should have blew them out. They fumbled in the end zone, but they had I thought it was all right.
Oh, no,
I missed Brady, but last I saw Brady was he scored the first touchdown, then he was down, then he was coming back. So I don't know how that game wound up.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, you mentioned, John, that Shiv is a Miami Dolphin fan, but he's rocking a Patriot shirt.
No, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan.
Roman is.
Yeah.
Roman is the Miami Dolphins.
I take that back.
Yeah.
Roman
Yeah.
is. Roman
Shiv
is.
is Patriots. I'm Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you, what do you do? What do you
I
do?
like the Patriots.
Follow the church softball team?
I like, you know what? I wish my church would do a softball team, because I'll tell you, man, Grampy Mike at 62, I could still play.
We'll put you on in center field.
I played in softball. Matter of fact, John, here's one for you, boys and girls. I played on the Oakland
The what?
I played on the Oakland Beach Sportsman's Club back when I was like 18, 19, early 20s.
Would you have to have a 30-pack before you took the field?
No, we did. And we were a good team. And guess who was in our league?
Who?
The adult correctional center inmates. We used to go in to the prison to play them.
Good
Matter
luck.
of fact, I had phone calls from a particular person. I'll tell you off the air who it was, because I don't want to say it on the air because I would be afraid. But I had a very heavy, well-known resident of the ACI call me on a number of occasions before those games. And I was like,
What did he say to you?
I don't even know if I can get into it. That's how afraid I would be, because he's still alive.
Well, we'll talk about it off the air.
We'll talk about it off the air. That's right. That's right.
I'll actually secretly record you. I'll tell you what's on pause. We'll record you, and then we'll put it on, and you'll have a hit on you. You'll be cooking bacon, and they'll come in and take you.
I'll tell you
You'll have your cold pan ready to put the bacon in, and you'll get whacked in the head with another pan.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I'll tell you.
Roman, I don't know. We lost control of the show.
That was the first year that they were into it, and they were undefeated, the ACI team. They were really, really good. I remember we went in the first time to play them, they would all get on their back leg and crank it over the wall. It was like playing at Fenway Park. It really was. And it was quite the experience for a young guy like me going in there, manager of the team, and getting these phone calls and then playing them. It was, I'd like to say it was thrilling, but it wasn't.
What's your sports career, Sid? If you played any, you don't look like a guy that got into any kind of sports. Are you a sport? Did you get into anything?
I was
play
pretty,
soccer. What'd you play?
I was pretty big into it. I did play Little League baseball. But
Yeah.
when you just talked about center field, that reminded me of like some of the kids like who weren't as into it. They'd like pick the grass in center field, like, or sit down, like look for worms. And then, but I played baseball, and then I started playing tennis intensely. And then
Intensely.
yeah, intensely. So I start like very like competitively, kind of did like tournaments around New England.
Nice.
And then
How good are you, Shiv?
I don't like to flex.
Flex it. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, it was my peak. It was the peak of my life. So I'll do it. So I finished like third in the state my senior year
Wow.
of high school. So
What high school did you attend?
so I went to East Greenwich High School. And then, but there's a statewide tournament. So in that, I kind of finished like third overall.
Okay.
And that's
so-
in tennis.
Tennis. Yeah.
Wow, so you're pretty good.
Yeah, I trained a lot, but I'm, maybe I lost it a little. I'm very competitive with racket sports. If me and you get on a ping pong table, John,
You'll kill me. You'll kill me. You'll annihilate me. Pretty hard to hit the ball when you're eating a sausage sandwich.
Are you good at racquetball, Shiv?
I played once or twice. That's definitely one that I'm not as experienced with, but I've played once or twice. I mean, it's hard. It's a lot of running.
I absolutely love tennis.
Yeah.
Wimbledon, I love watching it. That is a great, great sport.
The U.S. Open's
Great
going
sport.
on right now. I don't know if you guys saw with Djokovic. He hit. He was angry. He hit a ball.
Yeah, he
Yes,
gets
he hit the line
disqualified.
judge in the throat.
Yeah.
Well, he had a bad day.
Was that today? I didn't see it.
It was like about a week ago. He got mad. He got mad, and he just. Usually players do it, and I did it when I was little. I actually got a warning. I had a little bit of a temper. Shiv had a temper when he was little. So I hit the ball like against the curtain, and the tournament director, like, he came over to me and gave me a warning. So I had to learn how to control it. But anyways, a lot of tennis players hit balls like out of anger. It just hit one of the lines judges in the throat.
Oh, wow.
And he wasn't aiming there, or so we think. No, I'm kidding. He wasn't aiming there. And so he hit him her in the throat, and she started coughing. Automatic default. He lost the match.
Yeah,
He
that
was
was.
the big
Oh,
favorite.
wow.
I
Yeah.
felt for him. I felt for him. That was unfortunate. Shiv, here's my question to you. Serena Williams. She plays a man. Top-rated man. Does she win?
No, I don't think so. I think, it could be a hot take, but I really think that, not that it's like, again, not like, this isn't sexism or anything. Like,
I'm going to make the face again. The viewers at home, for the women at home, notice Grampy Mike's reaction to when Shiv said Serena can't beat a man.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not saying that. She could crush me. I think what my point is, if Serena Williams played Roger Federer, or the greatest male tennis player of all time, in my opinion, and I'm not saying I know, this isn't like a, they're all better at tennis, but I think Roger Federer would beat Serena Williams for sure. I mean, I think
At their peak.
Yeah.
I mean, at their peak,
Federer and Djokovic hit the ball over 100 miles an hour on their serve alone, so she'd have to. Her
100
return
miles
would
an
have to
hour.
be. Yeah.
She does too, though, Roman. So does she.
I mean,
yeah.
but how many times is she getting 100 miles an hour hit back at her, though?
Yeah. Well, that's
where
the
it would be.
reason. That's the reason they separate out. I mean, there has to be. They separate out men's and women's, like sports, just in general. And there has, to me, especially with tennis, and I know tennis more. There has to be a reason there, and it's like it just makes sense because I do think like and this isn't applied to all men, but I think top level men's tennis, it's just another level of intensity in terms of strength, and maybe it's genetic, but we'll never know until it happens. But that's just my opinion.
I'd love to see it. To be honest,
I would too.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Shiv, being a tennis fan, I'm sure you remember when Bobby Riggs played Billie Jean King. I was just
thinking of that. Yeah.
He was like my age back then, and she beat him. Yeah. But that being said, and granted, Serena and Venus, they're in their mid-30s now. I would welcome to watch a match like that. I really would. I watched a documentary on the Williams sisters a handful of years ago, and one of the people that came on to do a camera shot said that if the Williams sisters put down their tennis rackets and get into track and field, they would dominate track and field. He went on to say that is just how good they are of athletes.
Oh, ridiculous athletes. I mean, come on. She's so powerful. I mean, even Serena, this Grand Slam and stuff like that. But have you guys ever seen John McEnroe?
Yes, absolutely.
Back in the day, yeah. I loved him.
Temper all the time. So I ball boyed in Newport, like one of the tournaments, and it was a senior tournament. So John McEnroe was playing not in professional, but in like the senior type professional league. And he got so mad, he had the temper back in the day, yelling at the lines judge. And I was ball boying a match, and he got so angry in the senior match, like in like his match past his professional career, he got thrown out of the match again.
Are you serious?
No.
Wow.
And I was ball boying the match, and he was just like, he couldn't control it. Meanwhile, the stakes aren't high then, right? It's you're past your, peak.
Right, exactly right. I love John McEnroe. I love his fire, his competitiveness.
Yeah.
Now let's take John McEnroe at his prime. Where does he rank today, Shiv?
Ooh, asking me difficult questions. I would say I don't think he'd be top. I think he'd be – the game has changed, style of game. People hit from the baseline now. John McEnroe is a serve and volley type guy.
Right.
And now people can crush the ball from the baseline. Technology's changed, but obviously, there used to be lines judges. Now there's like a Hawkeye, so they can challenge, and like a computerized system will confirm if it's out or in. So maybe John McEnroe would save a lot of tantrums today.
I think McEnroe had a hand in developing that, didn't he? Or I don't think he developed it, but it was his idea to basically get something in. I'm not sure, but I thought he had something to do with. Yeah,
definitely
in there.
Definitely could have. I don't know for sure, but he got so mad.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he is a big supporter of it. But I think even the rackets nowadays, right? More pop off the racket.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So if he was playing with the current technology, or by technology I mean rackets, then I think I think he'd be top 100.
Wow.
Top 50.
Let's hope Johnny Mac's not watching this, because he's going to come over to East Greenwich. He's going to be knocking on your door. Top 100. What are you nuts? Let's go to East Greenwich High School right now. I'll show you top 100.
Shiv will get hit in the throat with a ball.
Exactly right, Roman. Exactly right.
You're a Christian comic. Calm down.
Well, I'm passionate. I'm 100% Irish. I'm passionate, and
we don't want your blood pressure going up here. This is a comedy chat.
Well, that's why I take 7 blood pressure pills a day to keep it under control.
Family friendly. Keep it family
friendly. Exactly right. I love tennis, and I've always had these questions, and I appreciate Shiv being on that can answer these questions. Like, I've always wondered, guys like McEnroe, Sampras, Bjorn Borg, Andre Agassi, where would these guys rank today? These were iconic tennis players back in the day. Where do they rank today? Just like, I saw a stream. Matter of fact, Tony Bristol, our friend Tony Bristol, Johnny, put it up on Facebook a handful of weeks ago. In your opinion, who's the greatest baseball player of all time? You know who I put?
Who?
Willie Mays.
He was great.
Willie Mays, by far.
Mike, we're talking about great baseball players. We're talking about great tennis players.
Yep.
This is the Comedy Factory Comedy Chat. We should be talking about Greek comedians.
Yeah, but we go. Here's the beauty.
So we can talk about anything we want on here, but we got sidetracked. Right. We got sidetracked. The Sid plays tennis. Now we're into a whole show on tennis.
Well,
so now I got to go back on Facebook and say the tennis chat show.
Tennis chat.
Right, tennis. Right, because we've got a person in Shiv who is he's being humble. We can all tell it, boys and girls at home. Shiv is being humble. He's way better than what he said. You don't go to East Greenwich High School and rank as high as he did. He's an excellent tennis player, and he's being humble, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to pick his brain, as you will, to ask some questions, because, you know, the boys and girls at home, they might be thinking these same questions.
All right, well, you've done a phenomenal job bringing this all out. Well, we got to go in another direction here, because you got me thinking John McEnroe and all these guys, Serena Williams. I mean, we gotta shift gears, Mike.
All right, so let's do this then. Let's let Shiv, seeing that I've put all this on him, let's let Shiv pick the next topic.
Oh, God.
Pick a topic, Shiv.
All right. Let's go with food. No, I'm kidding.
Food for 100, Alex.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
I do want to bring up, and this isn't directly with food, but John and I do plan on hitting up an Indian restaurant. I know, John, you haven't had Indian food yet, so we did plan on hitting up some Indian. I don't know if you guys have ever had Indian.
Oh,
I haven't.
Roman had it.
Spicy.
I can't handle the heat.
Spicy, yeah. I like spicy though. So.
Do you, Roman?
Yeah. Yep.
So what do you got on Indian food? What do you got?
Me?
No, Shiv.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, what do I got on it? Yeah. No, I just want to take you to, and Mike can join now too with, we can all just, and Roman, if you guys, just want to go to a Indian restaurant together. I love introducing people to the food.
You know what? That's a great idea. We should go. I don't think that we're going to be able to get Johnny off of out of his home studio. However, we could do that, and we could film it, and it could be one of our segments on John Perrotta's Comedy Factory Zoomalooza.
That would be funny.
Right,
God, you're out of your mind.
We're on location. We're on location with Shiv Patel. Doesn't get any better than that. I'm telling you, then Shiv could maybe volley a couple of balls off the wall in tennis. That'd be great. And if we got thrown out and made the news, epic, epic. We're on TMZ.
We'll get a funnel and put a gallon of curry down your throat.
How hot is that? Shiv, how hot is curry?
It's soft.
It's soft.
Well,
I'm 62. I am too now.
It's like a sauce.
Yep.
It's saucy. Usually you don't have it like John just mentioned, like in gulps of it. Like you don't like pour it down your throat. I mean, you usually have it in small pieces.
It's not sake.
No,
it's not sake.
No. Although that's weird too. I don't know if you guys have been to hibachi when they do like the boy peeing thing.
No, yeah.
And it's like landing in your mouth, and everyone's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, that's I mean, I guess it's funny, but if you think about it, it's like someone's peeing in your mouth. He's like, oh, little boy is peeing in your mouth.
I went not this summer, last summer, to my dear friend Suzette Patterson Aslan. If you're listening, Suzette, I love you. We went out to a place just over the Seekonk line in Massachusetts. It was one of those like places where they cook it up in front and they're flipping it up in the air like a Benihana type thing. And
Bachi.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And the guy came around and he had this container that was long, like about that high, and it had the fountain top. And he would come to you and he'd say, put your head back. And he'd squeeze it in.
Sake.
I was hammered when I left.
That's a sake.
You know, and I'm 100% Irish, so you know you're coming to me with that.
Yeah.
You get another one of those things because
Yep.
I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
Wow, it didn't taste good, but boy, as soon as it like settled in, I was like, whoa, man, big time.
Well, you got a topic we can go to? We got to rotate around here. What do you got? You got any topics?
Topics? Huh, man, I got nothing. I don't know. I was
Nothing going on.
no.
Roman,
Nothing going on.
Roman, here's what we got with you. Here's what I want to know. What's it like living in New England and being a Miami Dolphins fan?
Oh,
Rough.
you know, Mike, it's tough, man, because I'm a Yankees fan as well. So I'm a Yankees fan. I'm living in enemy territory, pretty much. So I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a Yankees fan.
You know, I can take that being a Dolphins fan. I can.
Yeah.
However, being a Yankee fan, that's tough for me. I'm going to tell a funny story. 9/11. We just had 9/11 a couple of days ago, and my prayers go out to the families and friends who lost loved ones during that absolute tragedy. God bless them. I pray comfort over them in the name of Jesus. When that happened, when baseball came back, you'll remember, if you're a baseball fan, that the Seattle Mariners came into Yankee Stadium for 3 games. The Yankees are beating, the Mariners are beating the Yankees in all 3 games, beating them soundly. And in all 3 games, the Yankees come back and win. I call my mom on the phone, and I say to her, you know what, Ma? I think that Jesus wants the Yankees to win. Here's what my mom said. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, Michael, don't tell that to your father. He would not have had it. And I can tell you, as the Red Sox fan that I am, I couldn't root for them. I couldn't root for them. I read Joe Torre's autobiography with Tom Verducci, The Yankee Years, and he summed it up for me perfectly well. He said, Red Sox fans, I think, hate the uniform, not the person that puts it on. And that summed it up for me. So for you to be a Miami Dolphins fan, I'm cool with that. But I'm wondering, you know, what's it like for you? I know what it's like to be a Yankee fan because I give pushback to my past as a Yankee fan. So I give pushback to him and all my Yankee fans. What's it like being a Miami Dolphin fan? Do Patriots fans, do they come at you?
I get razzed, but I think it's easier for it's more of a friendly banter with Patriot fans. Okay, yeah, because they've won all those championships recently. I think it's harder as a Yankees fan because there was the 86 years of pain that the Red Sox endured was tough. Yes. So until they won in 2004, you know, I moved to Massachusetts in '99. So for about 5-6 years, it was rough.
It was hard, man.
It was hard, yeah.
I can remember when Aaron Bleepin Boone there took Wake Yard in 2003. I could not watch. I was the general manager of a car dealership. That's a serious job at a big volume dealership. As soon as that ball went up into the right field upper deck, I called the owner of the dealership and I said, I'm not coming in tomorrow. And he laughed. He goes, you're serious? I said, absolutely, I'm serious. I called my dad. We mourned. I called my son. We mourned. I could not watch anything related to the Boston Red Sox that off season until we won it in 2004. And I am so proud that I got to watch 2004 with my mom and dad, both alive and well. 2007 with my mom and dad, alive and well. 2013 with just my dad because my mom had gone home to Jesus. And then 2018. It's just so cool. What I want to know, Roman, is what's it like going to Gillette, rocking that Miami jersey that you're wearing right now.
I tell you what, I was there week 17 last year, and I tell you what, it was a tough exit.
Wow.
Because the Dolphins had upset them
Yes.
in the last minute, and walking out of the stadium, I took a lot of heat walking out. But it was all friendly. There wasn't any aggression or anything like that. It was
I was going to ask, people aren't throwing hot dogs at you?
No,
like friendly,
no aggression. No, nothing like that. It was just a lot of, a lot of things being said that I can't say because it's a family-friendly show.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, a lot of things being said, and of course, that was like the Dolphins Super Bowl because we don't really have big games very often that late in the season.
That's right, man.
And,
That's right.
So yeah.
Well, Roman, you should probably learn like jujitsu or something. Like if you're gonna go to the Patriots games.
Yeah.
Good point, Shiv. Good point, Shiv.
Yeah.
Good point, right? The tennis play. Who said tennis players don't have violent tendencies, right? I mean,
right? Yeah.
You think Shiv, you think he's giving a volley aimed at some guy's throat one? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he has.
Actually, that's a great point because so when I was in college, I came back to the high school to play tennis with the high school students because we had the same coach. And I'm like, oh boy, and I got so excited and I wanted to win a game. I'm playing, like maybe I'm playing a freshman in high school. They're like 5 or 6 years younger than me, or maybe 7. And I drilled this ball. I was so excited. I got a short ball. I wanted to win the game. And the guy didn't deserve it. And he wasn't on the same level. And I hit it so hard, it hit him right in the throat.
Oh, no.
He was coughing on the ground. People just I was like, I'm so sorry. He left. I ended up winning whatever game we were playing with the team. And people just kind of celebrated my accomplishment and forgot about the guy who got hit in the throat. It was pretty vicious.
Did you feel bad?
I felt bad in the moment, but when I won, I kind of felt like a badass. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
Was he a Yankees fan? Maybe that's why they weren't.
Reminds me of my first marriage. My ex-wife and I were in the Poconos. They're playing softball. The couples were sitting on a bench. Somebody whacked a line drive foul, and I whacked her right in the shoulder. I should have known. I should have known right then.
That was the indicator, Johnny. That was it.
We should have been in the hot-shaped tubs they had. We were playing softball. That's the honeymoon.
Oh boy.
I should have known then it was trouble. Nice girl though. Nice girl. I'm friendly with her today. God bless her. I don't hold any animosity towards any of my ex. People. They actually have a movement. They march every day on Westminster Street. All my ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, they have signs against John Perrotta.
That probably, I'm going to leave that.
Leave it alone. I
was going to dive in, but then I said, no, leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
I got a lot of exes in Shiv and Roman. I got a lot of exes.
Yeah.
I caused a lot of havoc in a lot of lives. I'm a tornado when it comes to relationships. I come in and I blow everything up and I leave.
Johnny's like that song, rock you like a hurricane.
They're left to pick up the pieces. We got to wrap it up. We got any comedy we can talk about before? We've talked about tennis, baseball, the Yankees, the Dolphins, food.
This is one of my most
This is a comedy chat. We haven't talked any comedy.
Let's use a baseball term. Let's go around the horn, and we'll do a couple of minutes on comedy.
Shiv, what do you got? You got anything?
Yeah, comedy's in definitely a tricky state right now. With I feel like you want to do a show and you just have to be careful. A lot of the New York comedians that I've been seeing on my social media that I met, in the year and a half I was there. Doing a lot of outdoor shows. So it's definitely still obviously alive. And but I definitely am concerned about in the winter because I know those outdoor shows can't really happen as much, at least in the Northeast. So yeah, I've been thinking about it. I mean, I love doing this type of stuff, even chatting with comedians and podcasts, whatever you can do to just keep that comedic brain alive.
How's your podcast going, Shiv? I was on your podcast that time. How you still keeping up with that?
Yeah. So episode 28 is going to come out I'm going to try and release it this upcoming Wednesday. So it's basically uncomfy combos. It's on different anxieties people face, but it has a comedic twist to it. I'm super awkward, so it just naturally becomes funny when I talk. I mean, sometimes I'm not even trying to be funny and people laugh and I'm like, I'm just being myself. Like, I don't want you to laugh.
He's a funny guy, man. Funny guy, Shiv. And Roman, you got any? You got the gig coming up in Connecticut, the fundraiser.
Yeah, on the 27th for the Bradley Theater, which is Scott Higgins, his backyard there, and same thing as Shiv. I mean, there's been, there were the online shows initially, which a few of them, but it just wasn't the same. Doing it was a few people doing sets and stuff like that online, but you don't have that audience interaction or that audience approval, I guess, when you tell a joke. So it's tough to do online. There's been a few outdoor shows. I did a couple shows over the summer, and it was good to be back out, but it's still not the same. But at least there's something. But again, the winter is going to bring another challenge. So, I mean, hopefully this vaccine comes out soon so we can get back at it. I mean, it's tough. I've been doing some writing, but, it's tough to test it out at home in front of the mirror, like we used to do back when we first began. But it'd be nice to have an audience to, tell some new jokes in front of. So
yeah, I miss being in front of a packed house somewhere in Connection or Lemongrass or Spiritos, or you had a great set when you were at Spiritos, and Shiv had a great set. We were at East Greenwich Firefighters Hall. Yeah. Benefit for your friend.
Yeah.
Mike had a great set about 7 years ago.
Yeah. At Woodstock, when I opened up for Jimi Hendrix. Right in between Hendrix and Carlos Santana, I came on.
We got to wrap this up, guys. We're at an hour. I
want to tell you this to Shiv and to Roman. It was great talking with you guys. I had a great time. Johnny, I love you. I'm so honored and humbled to be on today, and I just love our friendship. I want to leave you with this. The Word of God says, "He will yet fill your mouth with laughter, and your lips with shouts of joy." That's Job 8:21. God don't lie. God don't lie. The comedy's going to come back. God's children are going to need to laugh, and they're going to look to us. I pray God's favor over all of you. God bless you, my brothers, and those of you listening at home, boys and girls, God bless you all.
Thank you, Mike.
We've got to discuss with God how to put a show together in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So we got to talk to God how to do this.
Yeah.
I wish he'd come down for an hour and give us some advice.
Yeah. He might advise us to talk about food.
He might want some curry and he might want a combo plate. I mean, the guy's hungry. He's had a lot going on.
Yeah. John, I also think I don't know if this would be better if we texted you pictures of empty plates of just like a.
What if it's salad, John?
Salad's all right.
Okay. All right.
You guys want to send me pictures of salad? And
I sent you a salad. I sent you a tuna salad last week, and I made that.
I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna need a bag of carrots.
I used
no bag of bread, no desserts, right?
Probably gonna break a cap. It'll cost me $3,000 to eat a $2 bag of carrots. But this is where my life is now. We're in a pandemic. I can eat a bag of carrots. I don't know what else to leave you with, guys.
I gotta tell you, we gotta do something better than that. We can't rap on a bag of carrots. Come on, Shiv, step up to the plate. We cannot rap on a bag of carrots.
You got a joke you want to leave us with, you guys?
Oh, God.
You got a joke?
I have stand-up bits, but
do a stand-up bit, brother.
Okay. So I used to be a virgin. Might still be. You guys don't know. And so, but I used to get bullied for it. People would be like, "Yo, bro, what's your body count?" And I'm like, well, I haven't killed anybody. It's a 0. And he's like, no, I mean, how many people have you like done it with? Like done the dirty deed, right? And I'm like, nobody's like, you're a loser. I'm like, no, I'm a winner. You're the loser because you're the one who's lost your virginity. Well, I'm the one who's retained it. I flipped him. And then I look at someone in the audience and I say, you can use that, if you're getting bullied. And then I say to the person, like, not that you look like a virgin, you look like you do a good job, in the bedroom. It's hard, like Roman was saying, it's hard to do without an audience,
Yeah. Yeah, without the interaction.
Very
it's tough,
I can't do my act without an audience.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do
it's
it.
hard
Roman,
doing jokes, man.
You got anything, Roman?
I got nothing, man.
That's a
Roman's
very
got
good
nothing.
bit,
He's a
though.
Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Down in the dumps. He's smiling anyway.
I barely got jokes when it comes time to take the stage, So
After I haven't been on stage. 2 days from now will be 6 months since I've been on stage. That's
wow.
I've been doing it 29 years. I never went more than a couple of weeks being on stage. 6 months.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. I God willing, it comes back. We all get back on stage and get back to what we love to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just stay positive. We're gonna stay positive.
That's a great bit. That's a great bit. I love that joke. I would imagine that. I'm telling you, I hear that joke with others in a packed room. That gets big laughs. I know that gets big laughs. No, you're the loser.
Joke?
That's yours. The one he just did to us. What, you're not paying attention? Come on now.
Thank you, Mike.
Chowderhouse is bound to pull our sponsorship. You're not paying attention. You want to close on carrots. You're not paying attention.
We've been an hour now. After an hour, I get ADD. I go all over. I'm all tuned out.
John, I liked one of your jokes from a previous show about wearing the mask when you go to bed so that if anybody breaks in and they sneeze on you. That's good, man. I like that.
I don't remember. I don't even remember that one.
It was like probably, I forget when the show was. It was maybe a week ago or so. It was up on your wall, and you were talking about how you wear a mask to bed just in case any intruders break into the house and sneeze on you. You're protected from the COVID. That's great.
I don't remember, but
oh man,
we gotta wrap, Mike. We gotta wrap. Roman, you got the word. What do you want to say to wrap it up?
Not much, man. Thank you guys for having me. It's a great show. I love being on with you guys, man. And just hopefully this pandemic ends soon. Hopefully we get a vaccine out there and we get back out there on stage, man. Because I think not only comedians, but the crowds are missing comedy too. Because the few shows that I've seen that have been outside, there's been, full capacity for what they could have. So people are definitely waiting for some comedy to start up again. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So hopefully by winter time we can do some inside venues. Yeah. Get back inside,
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Shiv, you got anything you want to say to wrap it up there in East Greenwich?
Yeah. No, thank you for having me on. This was a lot of fun. All jokes aside, but it was a great time. It was nice to meet you, Roman, Mike, and I laughed a lot. Mike, I really enjoyed being called handsome. So if you want to just talk ever.
I'm your biggest fan. I'm telling you, Shiv. I'm not going to see a more handsome man. Oh my! I love how when Shiv starts laughing, he goes right to the hair. He goes right to the hair.
It's easy.
I'm wondering if I should be worried about that, if he's got maybe like some headlights up there, or if he's just so excited.
You got to carry on with him after we sign off, because we can't have you two lovebirds going on and on.
All right.
It'd be Mike and Shiv. Whoever knew there'd be a love connection. Comedy chat.
A new sitcom. Grampy, Mike, and Shiv.
All right, guys, stay healthy. Thanks for coming on, guys. You guys are
you
great.
too. Thanks for having us, John.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you, Mike.
All right, guys. Mikey, take care.
God bless.